Good morning. I'm Father Mike Tekowitz, and every Monday at 1 o'clock, we take a few moments just looking at different issues of surrounding addiction and recovery. For the past 4 weeks, we've been looking at the 12 traditions of AA, of 12-step recovery, and today we are on Tradition 5. Tradition 5 states, each group has but one primary purpose, to carry this message to the alcoholic who still suffers. Primary purpose. This tradition reminds us not to deviate our mission from that primary purpose. 12-step recovery is about one thing and one thing only, to reach out to anyone who is suffering from a substance use disorder and providing the hope of recovery. It has been my experience that it can be very easy to complicate our primary purpose, to complicate 12-step recovery's mission. And these are always well-intentioned. People have well-intentioned ideas. How can we expand? How can we grow? How can we improve on 12-step recovery? At times, some groups may attempt to expand their primary purpose with workshops, with activities, with different kinds of programs, all very well intentioned, but that's not our primary purpose. Our primary purpose is not education. Our primary purpose is to reach out and help those who are still suffering. Often, this desire to improve on the program can grow out of lack of knowledge and in the history of 12-step recovery. You know the history, you know that there were other attempts at recovery, the Oxford group and stuff, that got bogged down in obscuring the mission of 12-step recovery. Our history teaches us that when we stray from our primary purpose, no matter how well intentioned, we run the risk of obscuring our very reason for being, and we threaten the cause of our very success. That is, to carry the message for the one who still suffers. That's our primary purpose. That's our passion. So what is the basic fundamental message of 12-step recovery? It is hope. That there is the hope of recovery. And the 12-step recovery programs exist to share that message of hope. No matter how far down the path a person may be, that never excludes the possibility of the hope promised by 12-step recovery work. The message is hope. It is the very essence of 12-step recovery. We are commissioned and called to carry that message of hope, especially to the ones who are still suffering, to hold on to them the promise and the hope of recovery. If you work your program, if you go to meetings, work your program, get a sponsor, there is a hope for recovery. That we bring that message to the one who still suffers. AA and NA means nothing if they don't seek to love and embrace those who are still out there, those who are still dwelling in the abyss of addiction. Sometimes it can be very, very difficult to reach out and to love and to embrace the ones who are suffering. Often, you'll not be able to see the person who lives hidden under the addiction. However, it is our mission. It is our purpose. It is our responsibility as members of 12-step recovery community to carry that message to the one who is still suffering. Sometimes it's very hard because often the one who is still suffering can be very difficult to deal with. But we are called and commissioned to carry the message. Now, carrying the message means we realize we cannot force anyone into recovery. We can share, we can invite, we can welcome, we cannot force. Must be their desire. We need to respect their choice. In other words, we need to respect the choice of the addict, alcoholic, to say no. And they very well may say no. We need to respect the other's freedom, respect their humanity. Recovery can never be coerced. It must be desired. It must be embraced. And that is our primary purpose, to carry this message of hope to those who still suffer. It's a tough message, but we need to remember and respect these traditions. Next week, we're going to look at tradition 6. It says, an AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. We're going to begin to see how we really have to be conscious and aware of a singleness of purpose, a primary purpose, to bring that message of hope to those who still suffer. Goodbye and God bless. And let's conclude by together saying the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Goodbye.